Puppet Theater, Velocicoaster, Beetlejuice, Velocicoaster, Tunnel of the Damned, and more. You are listening to episode 427 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Velocicoaster podcast. Hey everybody, how are you doing? I am Jeff Royds, your host for this week. I'm not quite sure who thought this was a good idea, but I'm pretty sure somebody's going to get fired after this episode. But I can't do it all by myself. I invited a couple of friends on with me. You may know them, you may not. Hailing from the great state of Florida, we have Chris.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? And heading across the pond, we have Tracy.
Hello, everyone.
And leading the charge is Lee. Do not say Velocicoaster anymore, Malaby.
I'm regretting this decision already.
I'm going to love this. Combine it with Tracy, it's going to be so good.
You know, I think Lee shut the video off because he doesn't have the chicken suit on.
Not yet.
We're starting a GoFundMe, and we will have it shipped over, or we will wire the money to Tracy, and she can go purchase one.
I was going to say something, but it sounds a bit dodgy, so maybe best not to say it's not a go for me to go cluck me.
This was all Jeff's idea, by the way. I just went along with for the ride.
Exactly.
Hey, why not? It changes things up a little bit.
It's all fun. So I miss Darren, though. I am no substitute for Mr. Schmidt, and whatever his job is, I hope they're paying him well.
Yes, I'm
Very
sure they
true,
are.
Yes, I certainly
that's
keep
good,
him
man.
busy.
So, all right, let's get into things. We are going to start off with some little things happening around the Universal Orlando Resort with Mr. Seth Kaburski.
Hi, this is Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides. It's been about a month, and I've collected a long list of little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. Let's start right off with last week's big news, the brief debut of the Beetlejuice Haunted House for the final 2 days of Halloween Horror Light at Universal Studios Florida. Thanks to our friends at Attractions Magazine, I was able to experience the maze, and I'll have to say that it is one of the best intellectual property mazes that Halloween Horror Nights has done in many years, and I dearly hope that everyone gets to see it in 2021. Fairly large crowds appeared in the Universal theme parks this past weekend as well, as they have for the previous few weekends, causing Universal to extend operating hours for both parks until 10 p.m. Along with the extension of park hours comes an expansion of City Walk's operating hours until midnight on the days that the parks are open late. Rising Star Karaoke Club also reopened over Halloween weekend. Guests were once again singing on stage with backup singers. However, there was no live band. The club's closed again after Halloween weekend. No word yet of when it will reopen again. Once inside the park, I was surprised to discover that as of October 31st, they are again stocking paper park maps in the map kiosks near the entrance of the park. These were taken away for quite a while and replaced with a QR code for guests to download the official Universal Park app. Now guests can once again pick up a paper map, but current show times are no longer listed in the printed version, so you'll still want to have that app. And speaking of maps, a new map of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade is available as of November 1st, which will now include Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. These are the maps that are included when you get an interactive wand at Ollivander's. Ollivander's has also recently started stocking new Fantastic Beasts wands, themed to characters from the film series. In a sad bit of Harry Potter merchandise news, bottled pumpkin juice is no longer available. It is out of stock in the parks, and I've heard that there are not currently plans to bring it back. You can still get pumpkin juice and pumpkin fizz on tap in the Harry Potter restaurants. And my final bit of Hogsmeade news is that progress is full steam ahead on the lockers outside of Forbidden Journey. Looks like they are going to be theming it to blend in with both the Jurassic Park side and the Wizarding World. Unfortunately, inside the Forbidden Journey attraction, the dragon was not operating at all last time I rode. Hopefully he will be back to his old self soon. Elsewhere around the parks, we've recently noticed a lot of new plexiglass going up in the boarding areas of attractions. This is in many cases allowing them to fill every row on a ride vehicle instead of only filling every other row. Places that I've noticed these new barriers going in include Gringotts, Men in Black, Revenge of the Mummy, and even the Hippogriff. Hopefully this will help keep hourly capacity high on these attractions while still protecting guests. Unfortunately, the addition of plexi has had a detrimental effect in at least one spot. Thanks to the new barriers added to the trucks at Reign of Kong, that attraction is now bypassing the exterior section even in good weather. Apparently, the humidity when they go outside makes all of the barriers fog up. A couple little updates for our Universal Orlando annual pass holders. You can now get buy one, get one scoop of ice cream free at Schwab's Pharmacy in Universal Studios, Florida through November 30th. That is if you can find Schwab's open. I passed by today and there was no signs of life inside. And annual pass holders will also be able to continue using the private dining rooms at Confisco, Lombard's, and Burger Digs through the end of the year. Universal has also recently started selling a variety of new face masks, many with different Harry Potter themes. Along with the new selections comes a higher price tag. Face masks at Universal now cost $8 each, or 3 for $20. And last but certainly not least, recently some new performers for the Animal Actors Show have been getting some training in view of guests in the Gardens of Allah and Central Park areas during the day. I found this out because I was waiting for crepes across from Cafe La Bamba, and a beautiful brown dog came trotting through Central Park, came up to us, very happy, tail wagging, trotted off towards the horror makeup show, and a few moments later, a couple trainers came sprinting along behind, carrying food and a leash. Of course, the dog was safely returned, and no harm came to the animal or any guests, but it was definitely a surprising occurrence. So keep an eye out for training sessions and escapees while wandering through Universal Studios Florida. Okay, that will do for this time. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the UG Series or at skubersky, and online at theunofficialguides.com. I'll be back in another couple weeks with more little things from around the Universal Orlando Resort.
All right. Thank you, Seth, for rubbing it in that Universal is now staying open later when the rest of the world is shutting down sooner.
If that meet and greet's not there when we go over next time, I'll be very, very disappointed. I want a meet and greet with a little puppy dog.
With the escaped puppy dogs?
That'd be awesome.
Just dogs running through the park.
I noticed Tracy's very quiet at the moment.
Does Tracy like dogs or not like dogs?
It's something she likes that got mentioned there that's not going to be there anymore. Chris, you're very quiet. You know what Tracy's missing.
Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice? No, we haven't got there yet. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pumpkin juice.
There we go.
It's another kind of juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had pumpkin juice either.
Yeah, you can just skip it. I
No.
avoid it at all costs.
No.
No.
I can't talk too
I'm not
poorly
good
about
anymore.
it because Tracy will do mean things to me. So
I'll do
I'm
mean
gonna-
things to you anyway, so that's all right.
It's very true. So I'll
Yeah.
talk about it then.
It's interesting why they're getting rid of it, because I think even if people don't like it, I bet they sell a fair few just purely for the bottles.
The thing is, the stuff that you get just in the cup isn't the same, and they put bloody ice in it, so it waters it down. Nope, not happy.
Is warm pumpkin juice better?
Is there a warm pumpkin juice?
Well, if it's no iced and it's sitting out in the Orlando sun, then yes.
Well, no, they
usually keep
store
it,
it in ice.
in those like ice,
yeah.
you know, the big carts out the front with
Yeah.
the ice in it.
But
Gotcha.
yeah, they can't even try to entice me with buy a scoop, get a scoop free. Shove your ice cream in your pumpkin juice hole.
You can't get it
'Cause
anywhere
I'm just-
because Schwab's is shut all the time.
Yep. And you can try to entice me with puppies running around the park. I don't care. I'm going to Disney now.
Ooh, sacrilegious on this. So puppies, yes.
Yes.
And pumpkin juice, no more.
Yeah. I'm checking eBay to see how high they are right now.
I like pumpkin juice, so I'd rather have a hot butterbeer, but there you go.
I didn't have any butterbeer on this last trip because
What?
the line was so long.
No,
The
fair
line was just, it was packed.
It's vile
And
anyway.
We
Yeah.
made the mistake. We did the 2-park 1-day pass, so we just kind of felt like we were rushing through everything. So
Yeah.
did not stop for a butterbeer. But I experienced the locker girls at Forbidden Journey speaking just plain out regular, not Queen's English.
Oh, yes.
Just two Floridian teenagers just talking about the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
it's such a
in
shame.
traditional fashion, I forgot what locker mine was, and I had to ask them to come over and open up a locker for me because that locker system's horrible. And they're just yapping away about what they're going to do tonight, and so called them, and oh my God, and la, 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 la. I was like, oh, shoot me now.
Yeah, it's such a shame that I suppose it's difficult, especially at the moment, because it won't have many British people over there, I wouldn't assume.
Well, everything is all. I mean, we did a day over in the other park at Epcot, and everybody that was in the countries, you're supposed to have people from that country working in that shop. I think the Jamaican guy working in the Japan pavilion was kind of a dead giveaway that they've shut a lot of things down.
Yeah.
And they're not having a lot of those people over there. So it was a lot of American people working in the pavilions. So they're definitely closing things down a little bit.
To work hard on those fake accents.
That's the one.
Exactly. They're not even hiding it. It's just, what can I get you? Like, okay. So Seth touched base on Beetlejuice being open. So let's turn it over to Tracy for a little Beetlejuice report.
Okie dokie. So yes, as Seth told us, at the Beetlejuice, sorry, I'm still a bit salty about that. The Beetlejuice house opened October the 31st and November 1st. Now here's the bump. Did you write this, Lee? Yes. Bump. There's a word I haven't heard in a while.
I was wondering what that was myself. I don't know if that was a British thing.
It is, I think. Yeah. Enter the world of the original film, more twisted and terrifying than ever. Wander checkered hallways and through the model graveyard as the infamous bioexorcist Beetlejuice haunts you, taunts you, and torments you at every turn. It's showtime. The reason we are hearing that this house was opened for 2 days this year is a contractual one. The rumour is that to use the house again for next year's event, they had to open it for a couple of days this year. So be sure to head over to youtube.com/UUO podcast to check out Kenneth's review from the weekend.
Yes, because Kenneth went through it 3 times.
I bet he had a pumpkin juice as well.
As a taco, he went as a taco.
What is a taco?
Yeah, did you have that? Wait, sorry, Kenneth, we haven't watched the video yet. I just uploaded it.
Do you see a video of a taco going through the Beetlejuice house?
No, he didn't. He couldn't obviously video going through. Chris, you didn't think about shooting up for it?
No, not when Universal's saying, hey, pass holders, don't come.
Yeah, that's interesting. There's been a lot of
pass holders are pretty off.
Yes.
But honestly, I mean, we were there the weekend before. And I wouldn't have even tried to go this weekend because it was hitting capacities and we were having issues getting in at that time. So I can only imagine during Halloween and then even trying to get inside this house, even though I've been reading some people have been going multiple times. I don't know how, but yeah, I didn't even bother.
It's weird how quickly those virtual lines went. I was keeping an eye on it over the weekend just to see how it was going. And it was like, I think it was at capacity before it even opened on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Wow. The somewhat in the tribute store, they had a lot of Beetlejuice stuff in there. So I kind of assumed that they were just putting the Beetlejuice stuff in the tribute store. Then next year they would put it all in the house. But apparently I was wrong because I was there the Tuesday before Chris was there on the weekend. And we saw nothing even close to even saying that there was a Beetlejuice house or any of the back lots or saw nothing like that.
It's a strange.
But it was cool seeing all the Beetlejuice stuff though in the house. We got a lot of great pictures of it, but no mention or nothing.
I mean, I'm not too bummed because 99% chance we'll get to see it next year, right?
Yeah.
But this is such an odd contractual obligation they had. It's like open it for 2 days to let everybody know what it is and then open it next year.
That's a tease. I don't like that.
It does seem a strange thing. So at least that, because I think a lot of people have been having a go at Universal over it, and from what I gather, it's not Universal's fault. They've just done what they need to do to keep it open for next year.
I highly doubt Universal wanted to release a house for 2 days.
No.
Deal with all that, and then use it as a house next year. For sure, this is that contract, but again, just a weird one.
But it's their property, so does the contract really matter with
it's
that?
It's a Warner Brothers thing, isn't it?
Theirs?
I think it's Warner Brothers.
No, I watched it the other night, and it said Universal and MCA Company right across the bottom. So it's a Universal property, definitely.
That's very
that is a
strange
one then.
Who knows? But we were walking around the back to go to the Tooth Fairy, and I got yelled at for videotaping the Hogwarts Express.
Yep.
They don't like that.
No, they don't. No, they don't. We've been backstage many times, and they don't like anything going on. It's not good.
Nope.
But yeah, Tracy, you're a huge Beetlejuice fan.
Uh-huh.
If this doesn't come back next year, are you going to be annoyed?
I'm already going to be throwing hands about bloody pumpkin juice, so I might as well throw hands about 2 lots of juice.
Take all the juices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll juice
I'm sure
them.
pumpkin juice will be back next year.
Well, I'll have to drink beer instead.
Yeah.
No, if this doesn't come back next year, I'm going to be...
I'm hearing very, very good things about it.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Like
a
Seth said, it's
huge
the
fan.
best IP they've done in many, many
I've
years.
wanted this for years. Said for years this would be ideal. And we get it in 2020.
That Horror Nights house to get you hooked for people who don't like Horror Nights.
Yeah.
It's like Ghostbusters from last
Stranger
year.
Thing
Yeah.
and Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
That's what I see it as.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I kind of like I know Darren's complained quite a bit that they're kind of going away from the horror aspect of Horror Nights. I kind of like that they're branching out a little bit. It gives you something a little bit different, and I think you need... I think we've discussed it quite a few times on the show that you need that sweet to the sour. Like, if it's all scary, you become immune. I'm talking about three people on this call that don't get scared.
Yeah.
But, you know, it allows you to drop your guard a little bit. So it does give you a change between houses rather than it just being the same all the time. So I hope it comes back. I'm not the biggest... Sorry, Tracy. I'm not the biggest Beetlejuice fan. Again, I like it, but I'm not...
How dare you?
I'm learning lots and lots of things about him.
I like it.
I'm building a file, you know. I'm going to end up taking you for every penny because the things I found out since we've been married that he doesn't like, it will not be contested.
I like it, but it's not something, if they announced it, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't wait to see it. Or I can't believe I'm going to miss it. I'm like,
It's Michael Keaton at one of his best roles ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Disgusted in you.
We'll see.
Oh,
I'm glad. I'm glad this house is here because it gives me hope for a future Little Shop of Horrors house.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
So,
yes, please.
doesn't have to be scary. Just giant plants eating you.
Yeah. I know. It's funny. We watched Coraline at the weekend, and me and Tracy
yeah.
both said that would make an awesome house. And it's like a
Didn't they
kid's
do
film, but
a giant plants eating you house already?
Seeds of Extinction.
That's the one. Yeah.
That house scared the living crap out of us.
Yeah. That one was to me. It's kind of too planty.
You're not a plant guy?
I'm not. No, I guess I'm not.
I don't want to Triffid's house then.
See, that house for me was like your Yeti, where we got all the scares in that house and was not expecting it at all. So that was kind of the underdog of the year for us when we went.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like my comments on Yeti last week, a lot of people have crapped on it, to be honest.
Yeah,
But I don't
that
care.
struck quite
I loved it.
the thread going there.
It did. I don't care.
Well, it's what's good for one person. Like you said, you got in there late at night. You were the last ones of the night. So you got the full experience. It was like this year, and I'm sure Chris can attest about it when we talk about it, is going through the houses this year. They pulsed everybody through.
Yeah.
So you were really, there was only 3 of us going in. So we got everything,
Yeah.
every scare, every jump, every actor, everything. Where when we went through Yeti, it was, they were all just, it was shift change, you know? We got nothing, absolutely nothing. It looked great, but we just didn't get anything.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, this year was just extremely weird. Walking up to a Horror Nights house with a 5-minute wait,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
nobody in front of you and nobody behind you, and you just walk in by yourself. I mean, it's amazing.
It was great. I had a blast. I thought they should do that every year. They should definitely keep 1 or 2 houses open year round.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it adds to the park. It'll take away a little bit of a crowd because it's a show. It's more live actors like Lee loves, and I'm a big fan of having more people in there as well. And it adds to Horror Nights, and I think it's a great promo for Horror Nights when it comes up, where people that wouldn't normally go, wait, they do this at night and it's dark and there's fog and there's lights and there's people scaring around and there's 8 other houses. Where do I sign?
Yeah, I agree. It's something we've talked about for years, isn't it? That they should do.
Well, they've done it at Hollywood for the longest time. And I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
No, let's see. But so let's move on. Speaking of things reopening, there are 2 hotels that are going to be open. The Portofino Bay Hotel never reopened when everything else, when the parks opened again after the lockdown, and Dockside Inn and Suites still haven't even opened to guests. Well, Universal has announced that the Loews Portofino Bay is now accepting reservations for arrival beginning December 1st, 2020. And the Endless Summer Suites and Resorts, Dockside Inn, whatever that says, you know what I'm talking about, is accepting reservations beginning December 15th, 2020. So that's exciting.
It's crazy to think they've got a hotel that should have opened like 7 months ago at this point and still isn't opening for another 2 months.
You can fit everybody that was at the park that day in those 2 hotels. That place is ginormous. Because when we went in 2018, we stayed at the Holiday Inn Express, which is across the street and right next door. And we saw it being built. I'm like, oh, that's big. But I didn't know they were putting the Dockside Inn and Suites right next door. So it's really, it takes up, 2 blocks. It's huge.
Well, we were supposed to be there last week.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was amazing. And all being well, we will be staying there next year, but who the hell knows what's going to happen?
COVID-21.
Get it while you can.
Who the hell knows? But,
COVID will all be gone. The world will go back to sunshine and daisies and smelling like roses.
I think this is good, though. You look, I think Universal have, I think they've been quite sensible about opening things up and stuff for the most part. So the fact that they're getting ready to open the last 2 hotels again says that things are getting back to normal in Orlando, I suppose, kind of.
But wait, hold on. Didn't they close other hotels?
Oh, yes. Sapphire and
it's Sapphire for sure. Because
Aventura.
I was going to say it was Aventura. Yeah.
So why
good
close
point.
those and then open these?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a weird thing to me. It's not an occupation or having guests come in there, because they're having a bunch of guests come in. I'm guessing maybe they're all local, so they're not spending as much as the hotels. But why bring 2 more hotels into the game when you took 2 out?
And you open your top tier one because then you're going to bring more money in because you're bringing in that higher clientele.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously catering to the lower tier as well by bringing people in at the dockside as well, and finally getting it open, looking forward to probably rolling out full inventory next year.
Those 2 hotels are great too because they're walking distance from the parks. If it's only a mile and a half, maybe.
Who the hell wants to do that first thing in the morning? No, I don't.
We did. We walked from the Holiday Inn. It was great. Saved us. We Ubered back because we were tired. Let's walk. And then we got about halfway there. We're like, all right, we got to cross the highway. Maybe it's not it, but we walked back after Horror Nights that year just because the Uber pool and everything was just insane. So, and this is before they moved it upstairs into the top level of the garage. So it was still in that little alcove bus area. So
that's it's definitely a trek. We always, me and Alexa were like driving into the parks, see people coming in from like that Universal. Is it a Hilton across the street?
Yeah,
the Universal one, and I'm sure when people book it there, they're like, "Oh, it's so close to the park. We can walk. It's right there." You realize you got to do like 38 zigzags and 14 miles to get to the front gate.
Yeah. But the fun part is you can stop for a selfie in front of the Universal Orlando sign.
There you go.
When you see people in Disney parking their cars on the side of the road to get us
true.
Causing accidents in traffic. All right, Chris, I understand you got a good review of Puppet Theater, excuse me.
Well,
Tunnel of Puppet Theater.
Was this before a Spinal Tap show?
These amateurs, what the hell's going on?
Let's talk about Puppet Theater real quick.
Puppet Theater.
Yes. So in a recent behind-the-scenes YouTube video, Universal Orlando officially revealed the first house for Halloween Horror Nights 2021, and that house will be Puppet Theater Captive Audience. So based in the Grandeur Theater in San Francisco, at the turn of the century, Pesky's puppet troupe, who inhabited the theater when it collapsed, have gone mad and are making puppets out of the patrons. Check out the video on Universal Orlando's YouTube channel and see what you think about it.
Have you guys watched the video?
No.
I've watched a little bit. Actually, it was on when it first came out on
Peacock.
Was it Peacock?
Yes.
I was watching it on Facebook. But it was like a clip that Universal put up. So
Yeah, I think it was on Peacock first, and then they just put the whole thing out on YouTube.
is it like a whole 30-minute thing? Or
No, it's only about 8 minutes long.
yeah, and it had Mike Aiello and stuff in there.
Yeah, there's Mike Aiello, Charles Gray, and Greg Nicotero.
Yeah. I like watched like the first minute, but I may have been at a stop light and needed to drive again. So
So it's only me and Tracy watched it, right? Holy crap, it looks amazing.
Yeah. All I'll say is, for the first time in years, I'm nervous. I do
Really?
not like puppets.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I
Like
can't say anything. I haven't seen it. So
having the conversation we had last week, Chris, about what we like about Horror Nights and stuff, and coming to the conclusion that the originals are the ones that I really go for. This looks like it has the potential to be on a par with Yeti. It looks stunning.
wow.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to deliver.
It really does. It looks amazing.
I will definitely watch it after this show. Probably should have done it before, but yeah.
yeah, me too. I completely forgot about it. So oops.
You need to
Yeah.
watch it. I mean, it's just cool watching a behind the scenes video as well, but it's like they show you quite a lot of the house, which I don't know how I feel about it, because obviously I want to go in as
You'll have forgotten by
spoiler
then.
free as possible, because the temptation there's to go and watch it again though.
Watch
you're
it
not
by
a read a book
yourself.
before you see the movie kind of guy.
It depends what book it is and depends what movie it is.
Say what? Read? What?
But it does look amazing. It looks so good. Like just a typical original house, but with some really innovative, there's a lot of puppets in there, but puppets with people as well. It looks creepy as hell.
I don't know how I
Puppets
feel
creepy
about
anyway.
this.
I think that's the point. Like, I remember when we did it, because it was on the spec map for this year, Puppet Theatre Captive Audience, and we were like, I think I was like, having seen
the
it, I'm
title
like,
doesn't do it for me.
oh,
If
seriously,
they do clown puppets, some people are going to lose their mind.
Please stop.
it looks awesome.
Nope.
It really does look awesome.
That'll be me just coming straight out of the wall.
I am
No.
incredibly
no clown puppets,
excited
Thank you.
about that house at this point.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah. I'm apprehensively excited, shall we say. I'm really nervous about it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I hope
What
they get
don't you like about puppets?
I hope they throw some like twisted Muppets in there too. That'd be kind of cool.
Muppets are
think it's
twisted
that
anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Like Kermit with the eye hanging out.
No, that would be cool.
What don't I like about puppets? I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I used to be really scared of clowns as well, but I know where that came from. That was from a stupid clown in a circus. But puppets, I don't know. They just make me very uncomfortable.
I'm sure they do that for a lot of people too.
Mm-hmm. Hence a house.
Which is why they do it. They know what scares you.
Yes.
It's interesting how they've done an official reveal though of a house for next year already.
Maybe they figure that this year's been so to give people something to really look forward to and plenty of time to look forward to it.
Oh, and it really is giving me plenty of time to look, because it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And it's hoping that it happens.
And it's plenty of time for them to listen to what people have got to say about it. Really pick out people's fears and add those
It's
in.
awesome. Just keep it as it is.
I love puppets. It's fine. You can put as many clown puppets in as you want because it won't scare me.
Just keep on saying that over and over.
Yeah.
No, it really does look
Oh, it
amazing.
does. It looks
It
awesome.
looks stunning.
Yeah.
So both Tracy and Michelle will have their heads buried in leaves back,
Now that'll be a new one, yeah.
clawing and screaming away.
And Chris will still be just like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
A weird Sesame Street.
Sesame Street from hell.
We need the count in there then.
I
I think a creepy Sesame Street house would be pretty awesome anyway, actually.
Yeah.
If SeaWorld would only release the rights.
I'm sure you throw a couple bucks, they'll be fine with it.
Oh, yeah.
They need the money.
Yeah, right now. Like, we'll feed the dolphins for a month. Okay, take it.
So, all right, Tracy, how about some Producers Club's birthdays?
Absolutely. Right. We have 5 this time. Right. Oh, yes, we do have some birthday twins. Okay.
We
Just
do.
double checking. Yes. So we are going to start with, it's tomorrow.
As
This-
we're recording.
as we're recording. Does this go out?
Yes, it'll go out tomorrow.
So today,
Pulling back the
then,
curtains.
today, as you are listening, is a lovely Corrie Hall's birthday. Happy birthday, Corrie!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We released this episode just for you.
Absolutely. Birthday treat. And on the 9th of November, we have birthday twins. It is the adorable Sonia Miranda's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Sonia!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Have a voodoo donut or coffin.
Yes. And her lovely, beautiful birthday twin, Natalie Horath's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Beat me to it.
I stole it, Chris. I'm
You
sorry.
beat me to it.
Love it.
Oh, that is awesome. Then November the 10th. I do like this person. We have the lovely, lovely Nikki Montoya's birthday. Happy birthday, Nikki!
Happy birthday, Nikki.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Make sure Gabe spoils you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And finally, on the 11th of November, we have the very, very lovely Brooke Warner's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I thought you were going to do it there, Chris, but you didn't.
It's only one Feliz Cumpleaños per episode. So.
Fair enough.
Ah, I stole your thunder. I'm sorry, buddy.
Oh, that's okay.
I am
You
never
are the
invited
guest
back
of
on the
honor
show.
today. You are the guest of honor today. You get to do that.
So, well, with Universal being open, you need to have your travel plans ready. So let's hear from our sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the Truffler Trees in Zeus Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than ones and portions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
And we're back. So after having Patrick, I'm going to butcher his last, Lee, you say his last name for me?
Just say it as it's spelled.
Braillard?
There you go.
Braillard.
Braillard?
Yeah.
On the podcast, Chris had the opportunity to check out his latest venture, a haunt from the Orlando Forum called Tunnel of the Damned. So over to Chris with a quick review.
Yeah. So Tunnel of the Damned. First off, let me start off by saying it was cool. Really enjoyed it.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
That's a quick review. Yeah, there you go. No, so just to kind of give an overview of what you got when you got there and kind of the process. So when we went there, it was a Saturday night. It was a little busy, but probably I think we waited like 30 to 45 minutes from waiting in line to buy a ticket or get your ticket over to front of the line for the house. And so this house is set in a tunnel where these zombie-like creatures are coming after you, or mutated creatures. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if they specified that. But yeah, you're going through this tunnel, right? So what's cool is you got an intro video that you start off with. So there's the guy out there in the front, like an army guy, just kind of yelling at the crowd, making sure you wear your mask and doing all that stuff.
Cool.
Fantastic. Wonderful.
Yep.
Then they put this video on for you, which kind of gives you the whole story, gets you amped up to go through the house. And what was cool is, again, they're pulsing here. So I think groups of up to 8 if you're in the same party. If not, it was just me and Alexa that went through.
Perfect.
Nobody else. So it was great, right? We had the whole thing to ourselves, and they really pulse you out here. Like you can't even see anybody in front of you.
Brilliant.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So we went through it, and again, I mean, I'm not going to go into the details of the entire house, but set pieces were really well done. A lot of different noisemakers in there. The characters themselves, I think, were really well done. Some of the standout things for us that I really, really enjoyed was twice when you're going in there, at least the run that we did, you are going through this, again, the tunnel, and you're having these zombies attack you. Out of nowhere, you'll have like a live actor, which is a survivor / fighter, that like comes up to you, and she's talking to you, and she's like, "Hey, I'm here to help you. Come follow me." And she's kind of interacting with you through the tunnel while you're still walking through it.
Come with
so
me,
it's
I want to live.
Yeah, exactly. So they're just kind of there, and I thought that was a really cool little bit to throw in there, because it really gave you like a human interaction element in a haunted house.
Yeah, rather than feeling like you're just walking through like your typical scare maze.
Yeah, like I'm sure other places do that, but I'm doing comparison to like Horror Nights.
Yes,
where most of the people listening here are familiar with.
Yeah.
So having that in there was really, really cool, really nice, and we that happened twice for us. I'm sure it changed throughout the season, but yeah, we went through it, and I thought it was a really well done house. One of the things I will say that was that threw us off a little bit, it wasn't bad or anything, right, was the ending. So when I walked out, me likes to walk out, and we didn't know if the house was over or not.
Yeah.
The only reason why I knew the house was over was because I walked into this area prior to going into the house.
Right.
So to go backwards a little bit, this place had a bar that they set up all themed out and everything. And I happened to get a drink while we were waiting in line. And the haunted house exits you into the bar.
Of course.
Now, great idea, right? Like every Horror Nights house should do that, right?
Yeah.
But
it kind of
does.
No,
the thing that threw me off is it felt like Fast and Furious to me. Where like I walk out.
Sorry, Patrick.
No, I mean not in a bad way, but I walk out and I'm like, wait, we're just in this heightened experience moment, and we walk out like, did we kill everybody? Are we good? Like, what happened here? I'm like, that's the bar, but should we make a left? And there's just like black curtains there. I'm like, nope, I think that was it. Oh. So it was kind of a funny thing. We were just there wandering around like, screw it, let's get a drink as well. So very well placed bar at the end.
So you go from the tunnel of the damned to the tunnel of the drunks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. The end is very important to a haunt, though, isn't it? Because obviously it's the last thing you remember. It could be amazing up to that last bit. And if it's not that it was, I've spoken to you about it, Chris, and I've spoken to Alexa about it. It wasn't that it was bad. It just was like, oh.
It kind of left you like at a cliffhanger, I guess, but not in like a one that I'd want to be in, because I really kind of wanted closure. Because I'm telling you, like up until the end of that house, you're like at top high energy level, things going on, and it was great. We were in it, we were loving it, and then we just walk out and it just kind of goes quiet. And I'm like, okay. So that's the only thing I would say that was kind of odd to us, but definitely worth a run through. It had that feel. It didn't feel cheap at all. It felt actually pretty high production.
Okay.
And we would definitely go back and do it again to see what else comes out of that haunt. I hope it becomes an annual thing, because again, it just adds a little bit, of extra Halloweenness to Orlando and more haunts going on there. Me, I'm always down for more haunts. So,
because it was Patrick Braillard, and wasn't it Kim Grommel as well?
Yes.
So 2 like Horror Nights alumni. So you knew it was coming from decent stock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you can feel that in there. Like I definitely say you will feel that in there, because it was very well thought out of. Like even the maze that you're walking through, I thought it was really well done. Like I said, we enjoyed the whole thing. It was just that ending that was just kind of funny to us.
For a point of reference, Chris, where is the Orlando Forum?
It is okay. So it's on iDrive. You know where that like giant McDonald's is?
Yes, on the corner of Sand Lake and iDrive.
It's probably a minute or two from there.
Up towards Universal or down towards SeaWorld?
You got me there, man.
Come on, you live in that bloody area.
I do, but I only know the path from our hotel to the parks every single time.
I don't think it's down towards SeaWorld, because I have a place at Westgate, and I don't remember passing anything like that on our way from
Universal.
Universal.
I'm going to have to have a look, because that's the area we always stay in, is that end of iDrive. I don't ever remember seeing it, because it's got to be a pretty big building.
It is not a giant building, and you can pass it and not notice it.
Yeah, it's near where we normally stay, but I don't know where the hell that is.
Yeah, we drove right by it then. Never saw it.
It's I'm telling you, this used to be like, God, I want to know what was there. It's not a big building, and it could have been a restaurant at some point. It's just there's like just a bunch of stuff there, Applebee, just all the restaurants, and then there's this place, which the signage, I mean, it's passable.
It's in between the mini golf, Tracy, you know, the Lost River one that used to be, that we've been to, and the Magical Midway. So it's kind of, it's in between there.
Okay.
It's around that stretch where we normally stay, but I don't recognise where it is. iDrive's changed a lot in the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. Anyway, cool. How long, so getting off that, because no one really cares. How long are we talking? How long an experience, Chris?
I want to say maybe 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
Really?
2 or 3 minutes.
Oh my God.
Probably 3 minutes.
Wow.
If I'm being honest, because maybe it just feels shorter because there was nobody there.
Yes.
And we were like going through it, and maybe we were walking too fast.
I think that's
Not that
the
we
problem.
were trying to.
Yeah, but that's the problem. I think when you're going through without people in front or behind, you don't have a natural pace. You just, I can imagine it could be a little awkward. You've got nothing to stop you going and nothing to sort of push you along.
Exactly. And you'd probably go a little faster than you normally would.
Probably.
Not intentionally.
Yes.
I mean, the same thing was happening over when we were doing the 2 houses at Universal, where, again, nobody's in front of us, nobody's behind us. And as much as I love that, I also kind of missed seeing people get terrified in front of me because that brings me laughter.
Yes.
So
Alexa does enough for you, doesn't she?
I like the screams.
It's good because, like Chris is, like we've said it a million times. Me, Chris, Tracy, and Darren, when we walk through a house together, it's just like, oh, this is cool. Yeah. Hello. You all right? Yeah. So we need those people around us that are screaming and crying and swearing.
All I had was Alexa next to me, and I'm like, scare her more, please.
Yeah. This is a nice stroll.
Yeah, but going back to it, I mean, I'd say probably 3 minutes at max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's about normal, isn't it?
It's about average.
It's difficult, isn't it, to to do something. But I'm glad, like you say, it's good that there's something in that area outside of Horror Nights for people to go and see. That Horror Nights is amazing, but there are, as we know in this country, people doing really, really great work in the haunt scene that should be experienced.
I think for what it was shooting for, I think it hit it on the mark, right? Because it's in this spot, again, a bunch of restaurants, a bunch of foot traffic out there.
Yep.
So you want to go out, let me go grab some dinner. You know, if I'm on iDrive, and, there's a load of hotels over there. So they definitely have the foot traffic. And like I said, there was a pretty decent line when we got there. So that's a good sign as well.
Definitely.
Are they only doing it at Halloween time, or there's going to be year round?
I think it's just a Halloween thing at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which would be kind of cool if they did it year round.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was priced right. I think, it's for what it is. Hey, let's go do a little haunt over here and get a little thrill. It's just something a little different. Then they had, like I said, they had a bar and they had some food there as well. So it's a little hangout spot. You could spend definitely like an hour or two there just hanging out if you're with friends and whatnot.
Awesome. Now, does it spit you out into its own bar or the Applebee's?
Oh man, I wish the Applebee's, but no, it's its own bar. No. And the drinks were also reasonably priced. Just throwing that out there.
No, that's a big bonus from going to Horror Nights as well.
Yeah. I bought a drink. It was like $8, $70. It was like really good price.
Do you get a collector's cup though? Because that's what they get us every time.
If you walk away with it, yeah.
We're not condoning Chris's actions.
Any
He's gonna have a collector's cup then.
Plastic cups.
Any cup is a collector's cup if you get more than one.
Well, that's true.
That is quite true.
I will say before we move on, thanks to the guys over at the Orlando Forum for giving Chris and Alexa the tickets to go and check it out. We appreciate it, and it sounds like they had a blast. So cool.
Yeah, next time if you want to send some to us with airfare as well, that's fine.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. It's either airfare or a drink ticket. You pick one.
I'll take the airfare.
It's a little airfare's a little more manageable.
Just a little, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you got to go, Chris.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So, like I said earlier, I was able to go out there a couple weeks ago. Oh, God. 2 weeks? Week ago? I don't know when it was. Probably about a week and a half ago. Me and Mary ended up going down. Time just stops when you're not on vacation and you have to be back to work.
Tell me about it.
We weren't sure if we were going to make it out this year, and we were psyched that we ended up doing it. It was kind of a last minute thing, and we just said, you know what, we got 1,000 masks, so let's go down and see what's happening. So the one park that we ended up doing the day of parks is we did both Universal and Islands of Adventure. We did the 2-day one park extravaganza, and we just raced through the parks and did almost everything but the water rides and the Bourne Spectacular, which was bummed about because that's the one thing that we hadn't done yet.
Yes.
And we got already in there, got all the way up to the front, and then it broke.
Oh, what? How does it anyway?
After we were waiting for about 20 minutes, the guy came out and he said, "Hey, we're having a malfunction. It's going to be a little bit. You're welcome to wait, but we'll give you passes to come back later." And then about 5 minutes later, he came back in and said, "All right, everybody get out. It's broken. We'll give you passes to come back later." So we hopped on the Hogwarts Express, went over to Islands of Adventure, did all that. And then we walked back from IOA across City Walk over to the studios for that specific reason. And when we got there, the last show was already sold out.
It was sold out. What, they're selling tickets for it now?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what he said. If the show's sold out, it's full. So, because they're only letting a certain amount of people in, and they have markers on all the floors for where you can stand for shows. And at the Bourne Spectacular, it's a box that they kind of put you in. It's like one group stands in this box, and you stand in this box. So, I will say kudos to Universal for doing their social distancing thing. They did a great job, and they got the mask patrol out and about with their signs telling people, please put on your mask. I'm sure, Chris, you can attest to that, and you saw the same thing as well.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely making sure people are following the rules there, which is good. I'm all for it.
Yep.
I mean, the thing is, they have to, don't they? At the end of the day, they're opening the parks, and if people aren't doing what they need to do, then it's Universal that's going to suffer, not the people. So they have to be seen to be doing it for their own good.
Yeah, but at least give them a little extra kudos, just because there are also restaurants that are open that are not following rules, and they can suffer the same fate. So it's nice to see, a company actually putting in that extra effort in there.
Yes.
Because like Jeff said, there was just people standing there with signs looking at you and acknowledging, hey, put your mask on, or put it above your nose. They won't even let your chin diapers on.
Good.
You have to put the mask.
Yeah, they were busting people constantly for like, please put it above your nose. Please put your mask above your nose. They were saying it friendly, It's like, hey, please put your mask above your nose. Thank you. It's like, I'm sure by the end of the day, they're like, hey, jackasses. What have we told you 1,000 times? Put your mask on.
It's got to be so hard when you've been doing it all day long to still remain that theme park polite, because I don't think I could do it.
Oh,
I never did.
Even in public
Disney.
here,
They don't have
I'm
to be
rude.
polite.
No?
It's a tough job. Like I'll say it again before we carry on. Kudos to every team member that's working at Universal now, because it is a theme park. Working in a theme park is not an easy job at the best of times. Right now, it has got to be way more difficult than normal. So every one of you that is putting your name badge on and going into those parks to work every day, you have our full backing and support.
Oh, yeah, hands down. I mean, even on the rides, they would make you keep them on. Mine kind of fell down a little bit on the Hulk, but I don't think they were going to stop the ride and yell at me at that point. To be like, pull your mask up over your nose. So, yeah, exactly. But I mean, we did it on another Hogwarts Express. They had signs saying, and they even made an announcement that, thank you for riding the Hogwarts Express. Just to let you know, you are being watched. So please keep your masks on at all times.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of the other rides, we kind of pulled them down a little bit after your nose once you get done, because you can't do the 3D with the mask without the glasses fogging up.
Yeah. Unless
you have the mask way, way up, like on your eyelids with the 3D glasses on it, then it's just uncomfortable.
Welcome to my life.
Oh, shut up, Morning.
Shut
up, Morning. You wear glasses all the time and a mask.
Contact lenses. Shut up. Do they fog up like glasses do? If we go into SeaWorld and go to Antarctica,
they dry out though.
You what? Sorry, Chris.
She just tucks the mask under her contacts.
I'd like to see that.
Just cover her eyes totally.
Yeah.
I can't see.
Well, if I did that, I won't be able to cry over the lack of pumpkin juice.
Oh, that's the new didn't get a refill at Mythos, isn't it?
Oh, don't get me on that one.
You know damn well when we come over next year, if pumpkin juice isn't back, Tracy's getting custom T-shirts of "I'm only here for the pumpkin juice." Oh,
I demand a refill. But even when we were going through the houses, they made you keep the mask on. And if you pulled it down even for a second, they got the guards on every corner that usually keep the flow going. We're telling you, put your mask back up, put your mask back up. So, which I guess worked well. But Chris, what did you think about the way the houses were with the plexiglass and things?
So after finally doing it, I've heard from different people that it doesn't really take away. And I got to be honest, it doesn't really take away.
No.
There's only certain times where when you turned a corner that, at least if you're being really observant, that you see a plexiglass somewhere and you go, okay, that's where one of the scares are.
Yes.
But very rarely did that happen.
But you can normally tell where the boo hole is going to be anyway, because you have the scenery and then you just have a black hole right there.
Yeah.
So there's really no difference if it's plexiglass or not. And it kind of adds to, because they just have the noise trigger or whatever they do with their foot that does the loud noise when they pop out of the hole anyway and almost punch you in the face. So I liked it better with the glass. I thought it was scarier with the glass because they can bang on it and kind of get that noise that startles you in those houses.
Yeah.
That's
no, and it was
point.
it was even interesting with one of the scares. I forgot which house it was. I think it was the Frankenstein. But when she's coming out of the like the jail cell and opens it up and comes to get you, there's a plexiglass there. You don't think they can come out, but they can come out somewhat and kind of swipe their hand at you to still give you that effect and that feel that they're coming out of this cage, not just, oh, they're behind plexiglass, they can't move forward.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think they did a really good job on that. Something else you mentioned, which I'm laughing in my head right now, is in this weird, bizarre world we're in, right? Every year for Horror Nights, those people with flashlights inside that work for Universal are there to do what? Make sure you're not being like, doing anything dumb. And then also telling you, keep on moving, keep on moving, right? Let's get this conga line going. Here's this bizarro world where those people there are now to make sure that you're not moving too fast so that you don't hit the group in front of you.
Yeah,
And you
slow down.
It happened one time. And I'm like, what is going on here? They're telling me to wait to put a gap? What?
Awesome.
Usually it's keep moving. Now it's slow down.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the things when we were talking to Charles Gray about them. He said, but because they're not putting as many actors in this year, you've got those people that go in knowing where the boo holes are. But because there's not necessarily an actor in there, you go in expecting it. So then it kind of offsets you a little bit because you go, oh, there wasn't an actor there. So is there going to be in the next one or not? So you're looking for the boo holes, thinking that there may or may not be an actor in that boo hole coming to it at that point.
Yeah.
I just think boo hole is the funniest word ever.
Yeah, don't worry. There was
2 words, I should say.
There was many jokes had about boo holes at the weekend of last year.
I'm pretty sure there's many
sorry, I
more
missed
jokes as well.
many jokes, and none that can be transmitted to children.
Oh, well, I think we made it through the Horror Nights, the Horror Night houses in like 2 or 3 minutes, because the Tooth Fairy one scared the crap out of Mary, and she was basically running away from us so fast just to get out of the house and move around. I think that out of the two, I think that one was scarier than the Frankenstein one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that.
Frankenstein looked better visually; it was good, and you could hear the story behind it with the audio and things like that. But definitely, Tooth Fairy was a scarier house.
I think we watched the Attractions magazine walkthrough of it, and it did look really cool. It looked like another stellar original Horror Nights house.
Yeah, it was. I think the characters and makeup and all that stuff was done really well. I did really enjoy the Frankenstein one. I thought there were some really cool kind of effects and things going on in there, because I didn't really read the story on the first run through, and then once I read it, I'm like, okay, this makes a lot more sense. But like even the beginning when you're walking in, it's Bride of Frankenstein kind of lifting up this beam that killed Frankenstein's monster, and I didn't notice that, but the beam actually moves up and down.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job at the entrance to that one.
And thank you for calling it Frankenstein's monster and not just Frankenstein.
Yes.
You know what? Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
The monster has no name.
So
Yes.
the question we have then, do we see these houses coming back next year?
I hope so.
Chris?
Yeah, probably. I mean, they were, in my opinion, they were 2 solid houses. I didn't see them to be like, whatever. That also could have been because it's the only 2 houses we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see them coming back next year. I would hope that they change some things around so it kind of changes the experience for people that went in there this year, but still keep the original story. That would be kind of cool. Or just improve on them. That would be even better.
Yeah, because not everybody gets the amount of people that normally go to Horror Nights every year aren't going to get to see it. So it's not say it would be a waste, but there's two really good, well put together, scary houses that you'd want everybody to experience when the park is fully open and you can showcase it the way it was meant to be.
Yep.
My opinion, but who am I to say? I don't get paid to do that.
Us either, but we still say it.
But you guys have a little more influence than I do because of the podcast.
If you say so.
So we're going to wrap things up?
Yeah, unless you've got something else you want to talk about briefly. Any food? Did you have any food when you were there?
I think we have touched base on everything.
Awesome. Yeah, a whirlwind trip. I can't imagine what it must be like because it's so against everything we do to sort of whiz down for like literally a 1-day trip and try and do everything. We've usually got more time or less time. Less time than we realise.
Yeah.
But plenty of time. I can't imagine what it must be like trying to cram as much as you want into like 1 day basically. And you basically chucked in 2 theme park days plus a Horror Nights kind of.
Yeah, it definitely felt rushed, and that was my fault. We pretty much wanted this to just be a relaxing vacation and hang out at the condo and just, relax by the pools. And I was like, well, we got to do Universal. Let's do it 1 day. So I was like, well, it's going to be empty. And I remember when first time I went back in 2001, it was right after 9/11. We went down in November. And we did Universal and Islands of Adventure in 1 day. We were like, we still had time to go back and do stuff again. So I'm like, it's going to be dead. No one's going to be there. We're going to be able to get through everything. And we pretty much walked on the Hulk. We got Express Pass too, so that helped.
Yeah.
But I mean, we walked on the Hulk. We walked on Escape from Gringotts. We waited in line for the lockers longer than we waited to get on the rides, with the exception of the Mummy. We pretty much got on everything right away. We didn't do the water rides. We didn't do Jurassic Park or Dudley Do-Rights or Popeyes or anything like that. But I mean, Spider-Man, we got right in. Transformers, we got right in. I do have to disagree with you, Lee. I still think Spider-Man is a better ride than Transformers.
I agree.
But I could not find the elevator. I did not see where the elevator was.
Seriously? Oh, man.
Mary said she knew where the elevator was. She could tell where we went up a little bit when I mentioned it to her. And I was like, I didn't feel it. And I was looking for it.
Chris, I pointed out to you in February, didn't I, where it was?
You did.
And
I still forget.
So it's the bit when you're in the city and you're driving forward and then something, I can't remember what it is, comes towards you and you back up an incline. That's when you go up.
Ah, okay. That would make sense.
And then obviously the Bumblebee bit at the end when you fall, like basically the same bit in Spider-Man when you drop down the buildings at the end when Bumblebee catches you is when you come down.
Yeah.
Oh.
So next time you're on it, if you you can actually see, if you look over to the side, you can see the elevator going up. It's pretty cool, but unless you're looking for it, you won't feel it.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
Oh, that's cool. What was great about Transformers 2 this year is they had they had Megatron outside instead of Optimus Prime.
Cool.
So doing his little talking thing.
I wish it was the interactive one like in Hollywood.
I know. That would be awesome.
That would be very, very cool.
It really
You
would.
just have to go to Hollywood.
It's shut at the moment, so there's no
Well,
point.
yeah,
But we
well,
can't
we
even
also
go
can't-
there
no.
either, so...
Is it still not open yet?
Nope.
That governor's just messing things up.
And it's a long walk for us because we have no planes flying.
No,
at the
it's a
moment.
very long walk.
And a swim.
Yeah, I'm not swimming that far.
Take a boat. No, there's no boats either.
No.
Rowing boat. We could nick one from the park.
Yeah, no.
That's how my people got to this country. So
The Pilgrims.
That's how most people do. So I want to thank you guys for letting me come on
it's been a
and
blast.
say
It's been
Velocicoaster
very-
as many times as I possibly could to harass Lee.
We didn't say enough, really,
Have you
did
noticed
we?
I still haven't said it yet?
I didn't want to, berate him constantly. That was my original plan, to just say Velocicoaster
I'm
at the end of
disappointed
every
now.
sentence.
that's Tracy's
Should've done-
full-time job.
Look, you know
Exactly. I didn't want to
everyone-
steal Tracy's thunder.
You know, everyone in the producers club is going to be like, well, that wasn't anywhere near as much as we were expecting.
Everybody wants their money back now. So. But you know what? Maybe if it's like Beetlejuice, you say it 3 times, Lee, it'll come true.
Maybe.
So can you say it though, Lee?
No, I'm
For
not
me?
going to say no.
Come on. No. Will you ever say it?
Maybe.
Like when you're on it, when you get off it for the first time, you'd be like, "Oh my god, that Velocicoaster was as good as Fast and Furious."
Maybe. I noticed something. Did you see the info that they've brought out about Universal Studios Beijing, that the Hulk clone in Transformers Metro Base is called the Decepticoaster?
That's
Ooh,
cool.
I like that.
I
You don't like that either, do
Not
you?
particularly, no.
What don't you like about it?
It's just a
Is it
terrible
not
name.
creative,
It's like
or-
a 5-year-old child could come up with a better name.
He likes names of rides that are like 37 words long.
Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, of course.
There you
That is long. I will give it that. Oh, we didn't get on Hagrid's because there was like a 2.5 hour wait, and the line was out of the Hogsmeade.
Wow.
Yeah, so we just said, maybe next time.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I mean, we had ridden it before,
Oh, yeah.
so it was no big deal for us. So and I wanted to wait in line to get a locker at the at Hogwarts Castle, so we did that instead.
Fair enough. I can see the trade-off. I'd rather wait for Hagrid than a locker, but okay.
Man, it's Mary's favorite ride, so we definitely had to do it this trip.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we are going to wrap the show up, and thank you to everybody for listening, Velocicoaster, and that'll do it for another podcast. We will be back. They will be back. I won't be back. I don't think Lee's ever going to have me back. But for now, we will end the show with another listener-submitted Universal Is, and this one is coming from myself. If you want to be involved, just drop them an email to podcast@uupodcast.com, letting us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And all I can say is, and I'm going to change it from what I originally had planned, which was going to be Wicked Pissa Kid, to Velocicoaster, Velocicoaster, Velocicoaster! Thank you.
Guess that wraps things up for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at UUOpodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@UUOpodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.